Sending service emails is a time-consuming task. With automation, these service emails are sent automatically based on triggers you set and associated rules. In this video, I will tell you how this works. You send automatic service emails based on workflows you set up. A workflow is a preset pattern. It consists of triggers, rules, and actions. Based on this combination, Stager knows when to send a particular mail. You open the automation tool via Marketing Automation. This is also the overview of all workflows. You create a new workflow by selecting plus New Workflow in the upper right corner. You start with the first block called Workflow. Fill in the name of the workflow and add a description of the workflow. Behind Start Sending, you have the choice between Now or Custom Date. If you select Now, service emails will be sent automatically after you save this workflow when the appropriate triggers and rules are met. With a custom date, you set the date when this workflow takes effect. Select Never behind Stop Sending so that the workflow remains active until you stop it yourself. With a custom date, you set a day when the workflow is deactivated. A trigger is an event that causes our system to click on the Send Mail button. When creating a workflow, there are two types of triggers to work with, which are event and order. There are different options for each type of trigger. When you select event, you have the choice between program start and program end. So you set the trigger based on either the program start or end time of an event. Behind Execute Action, you define when this trigger will be fired. Choose between the same time as, before, or after. Select at the same time as if you want to fire the trigger when the program starts or stops. With before and after, you set how many minutes, hours, or days before or after the program start or program end the trigger will be fired. Suppose you want an email to be sent 24 hours before the program start time of a particular event. To do this, you select Program Start, select Before behind Execute Action, and specify the 24 hours. When you select Order, you can only choose the option Completed On. This means you set an order trigger based on when an order of one or more tickets has been completed. If you select at the same time as, the trigger is fired at the time an order has been completed. You use after to set how many minutes, hours, or days after an order has been completed the trigger is fired. Suppose you want an email to be sent 60 minutes after someone's order has been completed. You then select Order and Completed On behind Trigger, select After behind Execute Action, and set the 60 minutes. You have now configured triggers for orders or events. With a rule, you can specify these triggers. This way, you set up rules that clarify which type of event or order it concerns. It is possible to combine up to 5 different rules. You can choose from event, event type, event location, ticket shop, and ticket type, in case you set a trigger based on order. You want people who buy a regular ticket for each concert on the Stager main stage to receive an automated email 1 hour after they completed their order. To do this, you first make a trigger based on an order and select Completed On. You then select After and specify 1 hour. Then you press Add Rule, choose the event type Concert, choose the Stager main stage as the venue, and select the ticket type Regular. In this last block, you configure which email and to whom it will be sent. Behind Email Template, you select the email template that must be sent when the trigger and rules you have set are met. Behind Recipients, you specify who will receive the email. In the case of a trigger based on order, this is always ticket buyers. This is because you set which ticket must have been purchased before a trigger is fired. In the case of an event-based trigger, you can choose between ticket buyers or audience. If you select Audience, you can select a target audience to whom this email will be sent. You want to configure a trigger that sends a promo email 1 week before each heavy metal concert to contacts with an interest in heavy metal music. To do this, you create an event trigger and then set it to 7 days before the program starts. Then you select the event type heavy metal concert so that an email is sent 1 week before each type of heavy metal concert. Finally, you select the appropriate template and choose the audience with people interested in heavy metal music. When you send an automated email, you can add a touch of personality thanks to placeholders. You fill these placeholders in the text box of the Stager mailer. In the Stager mailer, click on the placeholder you want to use. For example, we click on Contact First Name to copy the placeholder. Now we paste it in the text field. The recipient will see his or her first name on the place of the placeholder. This way, you can automatically ensure that each recipient is addressed by his or her name and that they receive the right information. Order and event placeholders are only visible if you create an email template, because you can only use templates for automation. You also need automation permission to see the order and event placeholders. You configure this via Settings, Account. If an order contains multiple events, Stager cannot show a specific event in the place of an event placeholder. In this case, the placeholders are not filled in. Via Templates, you get to the template overview of your workflows. Select plus New Template to create a template for a type of workflow. The principle of these templates works the same as event templates. You set up templates for workflows that are broadly the same, but need minor adjustments. Hopefully after watching this video you will understand how automation works. Please contact our support team if you have any further questions.